Hi, I'm Louis Goodman. I'm a criminal defense lawyer. We handle cases in Alameda County, criminal matters in Alameda County. Oftentimes, people want to know what to do when a friend or a family member has been arrested. The arrest of a family member or a close friend can be a really frightening experience. Even though you feel helpless, you're not. You can provide very valuable assistance to your friend or family member, and you just have to follow these suggestions. If you witness the arrest, please stay calm. Don't argue with the police officers. Don't interfere with the police officers. You could end up being arrested yourself, and you certainly wouldn't want that to happen. Encourage the person being arrested, the person who you care about. Encourage them to cooperate with the police. We'll get the problem straightened out in court. It is rarely helpful to have some sort of encounter with the police at the time. Be cooperative and have the person who is being arrested be cooperative. Try to get some information about where the police are taking your friend. Are they taking him or her to the county jail, to the local police station? Get whatever information you can from that individual's arresting officer. If the arresting officers are not being cooperative with you, fine. But oftentimes, they will give you the information that you need. Note the time and date of the arrest. It can be very helpful later on. And after the arrest is over, go inside, get out a piece of paper, take some notes, write down everything that you saw, because the police are going to be creating that kind of a report, so you should create that kind of a report. Advise your friend or loved one not to talk to the police. There is nothing at the time of the arrest that someone being arrested can say that will be of assistance to them. Exercise your right to remain silent. It is a very powerful tool. If the police want to talk to someone who's being arrested, and you have any possibility of communicating to them, ask them not to talk to the police, but only to talk to an attorney at a later time. Urge them not to speak to anybody at the jail, not to any other prisoners. The jail is full of informants. You do not want to discuss your case with anyone, no matter how friendly they might appear to be. Reassure your friend that you'll do everything possible to get them bailed out or released on their own recognizance, and that you will find out when their court date is coming up. Your priority is going to be to find out where your friend or loved one is being held. You can often find that on the county's website, the court website, or the police department website. There are no secret arrests in the United States. If your friend is in jail, the police have to tell you where that person is being held and how they can have some communication and when their court date is. Be ready with the full legal name and date of birth of the person who's been arrested. You may also need to have that person's home address, place of birth. Any identifying information can be helpful. Keep your phone nearby, because once at the jail, they will have an opportunity to phone. Don't argue or chastise or shame someone who has been arrested. This is an extremely difficult time for someone who's been arrested. What you want to do is be supportive. Let them know that you love them. Let them know that you care for them. Let them know that you will be there for them as time goes forward. There is nothing that we can do about the past. We can only deal with the future. Make sure your friend or your loved one knows that you're concerned about their future. Let me talk about bond for a moment. Many times, I would say all the time, people want to be bonded out immediately. No one likes being in jail. However, you need to take the bond process carefully and with an understanding of how it works. If you post the bond that the police set, your loved one may get out of jail, but you also may be going down a path that you don't have to. Here's what I mean. The only bond that really matters is the bond that's set by the judge. When the case goes to court, the judge could lower the bail, the judge could raise the bail, the judge could leave the bail the same. Well, if the judge lowers the bail, you've now thrown away a lot of money on bail that you didn't have to. If the judge raises the bail, which is not necessarily that uncommon, your friend will go back to jail and may lose that initial bail bond that you have already put up for him. If the judge leaves the bail the same, well, you've broken even, but it's only one of three possibilities. So it's best, if possible, to wait a little while and wait for the judge to set the bail rather than simply taking the bail that the police have set. A bail bond is essentially an insurance policy. It generally costs about 10% of the amount of the bail. So let's say bail is set at $100,000. Well, that means that the bail bond would be $10,000. Oftentimes, if the individual has an attorney, the bondsman will allow a 7% or an 8% posting as opposed to the full 10%. So again, if the bail were $100,000, you might be able to get your friend out for $7,000 or $8,000 if an attorney is involved in the case. Contact a criminal defense attorney as soon as you can. Our office has a 24-hour-a-day answering service. Doesn't mean I'm going to be able to call you back in 5 minutes if you call me in the middle of the night, but I will get back to you. Most criminal attorneys have a similar system. Call a criminal defense attorney. If you want to call me, call me. There are other criminal defense attorneys out there. You can call one of them. But the key thing is to call a criminal defense attorney sooner rather than later and start getting some information. In our office, we will always give you free telephone information, and we will give you a free consultation if you want to come into the office. And that is true of most criminal defense attorneys. So get somebody on board sooner rather than later. If you'd like to call my office, the phone number is 510-582-9090, or you can look at us online at lewisgoodman.com.